Hello, I'm Brian with Playing for Second, and today I'm doing an unboxing of a game that I feel like I've been waiting on for years at this point. So it's a little like Christmas morning here, and we're going to go ahead and unbox Space Empires 4X, the All Good Things expansion. So let's get rid of my ugly mug and go ahead and go to the table and see what we got in here. All right, this one has been in production for a while. And I know that the designer had put on the forums on BGG what people wanted, because I do believe this is the last expansion. And then I think he added in an awful lot. This is a large box, not large enough to fit everything. They did a very good job upgrading the art on this game. This is an older game, and the art on the original box was not great. And there's new art on it, the new edition of this game, and it very much makes me want to just rebuy the base game to get that new art. All right, competitive scenario book. That is one of the things they said they were going to do, is they were going to split out and have definitive rule books and definitive scenario books. I will not play this game competitively. I have no urge to play this game competitively. I do not like 4X games, and I do not like space games, but I love this game. It reminds me of the old school StarCraft, that back when Blizzard was, a halfway decent company. Master Rulebook, very nice. How many pages? 47 pages. Okay. And it is GMT, so not a lot of pictures in here. It is very much references and just 5.6, 5.7, 5.7.1. War game-ish kind of rule books, but it's not terrible. I read the original, and having a master rule book is definitely going to be nice. Here we go. Solo co-op scenario. So this is the one. I got Josh and Tim to play a co-op scenario of this one with me, and it was my fault. We did Doomsday Machines just because they're easier to run than the Alien bots, and Josh, I don't think, liked it at all. Tim, I think, was a little lukewarm on it, but I think he may potentially try it again. But I am going to try to get a solo play of this one in here. So how many pages do we have? 67 pages of solo co-op rules and scenarios. Very excited to dive in to some of those. Oh, wow. Card manifest and deep space planet attributes. So I think this is going to go into, honestly, I don't know why. This is silly of me. I was expecting some pictures, but not so much. Yeah, it looks like it just has alien technology card list from, I don't remember which expansion. Crew card list. I think the crew is being added in this one. So it does just kind of give you, attribute list, card list, and tells you what they do, which is super helpful. Of course, this one does have an economic sheet. So I think that might have been one of the things that turned Josh off on it, is you do have to fill out an Excel spreadsheet basically to keep track of how many command points you have and what technologies you've upgraded, how many rounds you're playing, and what you've built and done all that in the rounds. And I really like this part of it. I didn't think I would, but I really do like even keeping track of that. There's the facilities and no facilities, so those are things that you can play with. A lot of the stuff in all the expansions with this game, and it's another reason I really like it. The designer has come out and said, if you don't want to play with something, don't play with it. This is a sandbox, and play with what you want to play and kind of do what you want to do. There's some variant rules in the game, and that's really nice that, he just kind of built this system and a lot of stuff for it. All right. New replicator production sheet. Now, I have not played with the replicators. I really, genuinely, for the last couple of years, I've been telling myself, okay, once this expansion comes, I'm going to bust everything out. I'm going to learn everything. I'm going to play everything. And it has been a couple years, because GMT, I think, had it listed in their, effectively, they're coming soon on P500 for a couple years. And then it was in art and final development for a while. Okay, just new fleet markers here. It was in art and final development for a while, and then it was at the printer for a while, and it's here now, so I'm happy. All right, and here are your ship charts. So this is telling you what ships you have, how much they cost, what their maintenance is, their base attack and defense, all that fun stuff, what their hull size is. And now these say alternate empire, which again, I think that's something that comes in here. And they are double-sided, the opposite side. This tells you what all the research does. So if you get research, if you research Terraform 1, what does that do? How much does it cost? And all that fun stuff. So again, player aids basically, but useful player aids. And it looks like base empire, same thing, but just for the base empire. So I don't know what the new empires add, but I'm very excited to find out. Looks like you have, yep, 4 of those, which makes sense. I believe there are 4 base empires, and there are 2 new alternate empires. Oh, this is nice. This I believe this is new to this expansion, but it actually tells you what all of the, so you pull from a, well, the way I play it, I pull from a bag, and to determine kind of in deep space, what you find, you know, so if you find a black hole, what does that do? Or if you find a space wreck, what does that do? So that's very handy, because some of those I get kind of confused when it comes to like the danger symbol versus a supernova versus a black hole. You know, what do I do with all those different ones? Well, this is right there and handy for you now. All right, AP bot player aid, very nice. So yeah, if you're playing with the alien bots, that's when this is going to come in handy, which I've done that a few times, and that's pretty fun. You basically just have to kind of keep their command points and everything, and they will build a fleet based on die rolls and kind of what they're meant to do, kind of like a goal that they have, and then they will just send that fleet after you in some fashion, and you have to try to stop them. Oh boy. All right, so one of the expansions introduced these hexes, which kind of just makes the board a little bit nicer with what you're looking at. So I am noticing some new ones, at least I believe they're new. Ion Storm, Fold in Space. That one might not be new, but I'm pretty sure Ion Storm is. And then these certainly look like colonies for the new, one of the new factions, or alternate factions, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, they're just different planets that you can effectively put a ship on and try to colonize those and start getting resources from them. Okay, and this looks like the same thing. Yeah, I believe it is a different color orange versus kind of a almost a military green on the other one. But again, just more of these that they added in one of the expansions so that in your home area, you can actually kind of mark those and find the planets, which is kind of nice too. And then these in the original base game, I don't know if the new base game comes with any of these, but these were just little chits. Basically, you would have to leave on the hexes, so it makes it much easier to see those. And wow, they punch out quite nice, because I did not even mean to do that. So yeah, pretty good thick cardboard, very nice. I like the art on it as well. There's not a lot of art in this game, but what little art there is has always been pretty good. Okay, these look to be just more generic ones, and again, some of these do appear new. Quantum Filament is new. Boy, did it again. Fold in Space, I think, is new. Ion Storm, Pulsar, Move, Attack, and Defense. Pretty sure that is new, because I am not sure what that's for. And Quasar, I might be saying that wrong. I'm not sure, but those are definitely new, because I have not struggled to pronounce that one in the past. All right, some more hexes to go on the board. It looks like some more barren planets, potentially. Either that or, I don't remember if these are ones I'm familiar with, but I believe they're probably new barren planets that you can put into the draw bag. Basically, when you're on the board, you put little tokens out, and then when you flip the tokens, it tells you what it is. Or chits, I'm sorry. I use tokens. I have some tokens that I use, and then I just remove the token and I do a chit pull from a bag. I like the way it looks better, more when I do that, and for me it works pretty well. All right. These look like potentially, oh, they're colonies that go to 10. Yeah, so that's new. Typically colonies will max out at 5. So these seem to be colonies that will go to 10. Plasma Storm, that is new as well. Man, so much new stuff. And considering it's been a few years since I've played this, I think, or at least a year since I've played this, I'm going to have to definitely dig into that master rulebook. Okay, these are what appear to be a counter sheet for one of the new factions. So they got codes on the top here, so it tells you what type of ship it is. So SC1 through SC4 or I'm sorry, SE6. Those are scout ships, and that they just number 1 to 6, so you know which ones are out there. And if you're playing competitively, there'll be a token underneath, well, or solo, but there'll be a token underneath telling you, the owner of the ships, how many are in that stack. You can have up to 6 in one stack. And your opponent doesn't know if it's 1 through 6, or I think it could even be a decoy or other things like that as well. But when you play solo or co-op, you still put the chit there so that you know how many ships you have there, but you can kind of just keep it face up so that you know, because you're not trying to hide it from anybody. And they have DYO, I assume, is draw your own or do your own or whatever, which is cool. I've never done that in any game. A lot of games do that, just give you extra blank cards that if you want to make up your own, go ahead. I've never actually done that in these. But those all look good. They do look like they are going to need cut, so that'll give me something to do while I'm sitting around watching TV or something. All right, this is the other faction. Again, pretty much the exact same thing. All the ships are the same, I believe, at least they used to be, except for the flagship ship. And I'm not sure if I can find the flagship on here. It might actually be on a different, counter sheet. But every color, every faction, effectively, well, not really factions, but every color has a flagship ship that typically is named after some type of sci-fi movie or show or something like that. And they are unique in that they are not all exactly the same. Okay. Then you also have Titans here, which are kind of meant to be huge, large ships as well. I do see this one here is Fearless, and here is Eagle. So those might be the flagships. I'm not sure. They do have the same stats, so I'm not sure if they're flagships, or that could be. And then you've also got down here, these are some of the markers I mentioned that you would typically put on the map. So for instance, this one here, I'll just pop it out real quick. Pops out real nice. This is the planet Halo. So, and yes, that's most likely from Halo. And if this were on the board, you would then just, when you went into that hex to discover it, you would flip it over and see what it is. I just put these in a bag, and then I put whatever color this is, tokens down, and I would just get rid of the token and reveal this. It just makes it a little bit easier, at least on me. But yeah, that's what these are all for. Different planets, minerals that you would get, and some of those things we already saw, so some Fold in Space, Nebula, all that fun stuff. All right, it looks like we have some extra stuff for the other factions as well, as to be expected in an expansion. So the blue, red, the yellow, and the green, those are the previous 4 factions. I'm going to continue to call them factions, even though I don't think that's the right word, but I'm going to continue to call them factions. And then obviously here's the 2 new ones, kind of an orange and a green, like I said, kind of like a military green. Then you've still got some new stuff that's going to go in the bag that you'll potentially run into, new planets, Fold in Space, some supernovas. These have V's on them, which I'm sure means something. I can't tell you what they mean, but that's probably maybe a scenario specific type of thing that you would put in. I'm also seeing paranoia and morale markers. Those are new. So yeah, that's kind of exciting. So many things to punch out and to clip the corners on. Here's those pulsars. So I don't know what those are, but I know they go in the bag, and you can potentially discover those, I think, because they do have the hexes that go along with them. You've also got a bunch of new things up here. Accurate, Doomed, Builder, all that kind of stuff. Desolate. I don't know what those are, but I'm excited to find out. And then these little, I'm not sure what those are. They look like crates with a circle and an X through them. So those are something new as well. I believe there's even a little creature down here, which is very interesting. Man, so much cool stuff. And finally, a little bitty tracker here. Even these are different. I noticed that this one says Skynet. So there's Skynet 1, 3, and 5, Cora, Hive Queen. These are a bunch of new ones as well. Some new alien ships from the looks of it. When you discover a new planet in deep space, they will have alien ships on them. And they attack you, but they don't come after you. They kind of just stay on their planet, and to take that planet over to try to get resources from it, you do have to take out the alien ships. All right, a bunch of bags, just nice. Oh my, these are standees. Okay. I'm assuming these are for putting the little chits in so that you know kind of an easier way to keep track of them, I assume. I'm not not sure on that. Awful lot of them, though. Those are pretty nice. Okay. Oh, boy. And the cards. I do believe that is everything in the box. I'm just going to make sure they're not hiding anything. I guess spoilers. I don't think this is like a Gloomhaven style, hey, don't look, there's a super secret envelope underneath it, but just to be sure. Set the box aside for now. Let's see what we got here. If I can get them open. Okay, scenarios right off the bat. These are new. And I think this is one of the things that people were asking for in the BGG forums, to kind of give you just a little something else to be going after, as opposed to just, you know, murder a bunch of stuff or kind of complete the objectives here. All right. I mean, pretty standard GMT card quality in that it's very good card quality. And then, yeah, I'm not going to read a lot of them. Oh, there's just one of the blank ones. But yeah, so for instance, here we have Carthage, the barren planet, and each home system is occupied by a hostile alien race. It is treated like a deep space planet, complete with aliens, drawing technology cards, etc. It cannot have the aggressive deep space planet attribute. Each player cannot explore or enter deep space until they defeat these aliens. That's kind of cool. Again, it's a scenario, so it's something you have to do before you can actually even start to go out into deep space. Fruitful barren planets in a home system do not need terraforming to colonize, but are still considered barren for the purposes of other cards. So again, that's kind of neat. Barren planets, typically you have to have terraforming to be able to colonize them. Your home planet will start with 1. So in this one, your home planet, you can still colonize that. So you can kind of wait a little bit longer to learn the technology of terraforming. So yeah, just, I mean, a whole bunch of these. I'm not sure how many. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 30 or so. But yeah, pretty excited to look into those. So those are some scenarios. All right, this here, we have some crew cards. Now this one specifically says replicators on the back of it. So again, I've not played replicators. I have the expansion. I've played other stuff from the expansion, but the actual replicators I have not played. So I don't know if this is something that you have to use replicators with, or my guess is yes, that's probably why it says it. Or maybe that's just telling you, you know, where these kind of come from. But you have, oh, first one right off the bat, Mycroft, assuming that is a Sherlock Holmes reference. I am a fan, but it might not be, considering Sherlock Holmes is not sci-fi, but that is Mycroft's brother, or Sherlock's brother is Mycroft. So natural rolls of 1 by ships in this group grant the attacking ship a second attack roll. If on a ship with hull size of 1, the second attack roll is granted on rolls of 1 or 2. So yeah, Hive Queen, HAL 10K, looks like 12 of those plus a card that you can kind of create your own. So very cool. Some crew cards. Alien tech cards. These I know have been in the game before. So it looks like they're just adding some more here. These were with the, as it says on the back here, the Close Encounters expansion. 11 of those plus a choose your own. And actually, because these were separate, I'm wondering if maybe this is an errata one. Yeah, the number on there is 21. So I think 10 new ones. This one, the Efficient Factories, without looking, I'm just taking a guess. The number's 21 on there. So that is more than likely maybe a reprint of one that had been incorrect. But yeah, these are also pretty neat. Now, these are just going to give you some type of, I mean, alien technology that you could potentially use that makes your faction a little bit more unique than the other ones. All right, and then Empire Advantage. So this is from the Close Encounters expansion. So again, it looks like we're adding some new ones. Looks like 5 new ones. These 3 appear to be errata because the numbers are lower on there, 42, 55, and 59, as opposed to 187 with this one. So looks like 5 new ones, a create your own, and then 3, again, I'm guessing, errata ones. Very cool. Well, we might as well look at the replicators here. If I can get them open here, I'm not going to... Obviously, I didn't open the box beforehand. So, all right. Man, I'm excited about this, but also it's very daunting to have to effectively relearn the game and then learn all this new stuff here. But we're going to get after it. Okay, resource cards. Is that all? Okay, that's all what these are. So again, probably 20 to 30, something like that. I don't remember these. Okay, that's a mission. resource cards, but these are missions. So where no man has gone before, this card may only be played during your turn. This card may be played face up in front of a player while there are still unexplored deep space system markers. Every player's ship with exploration tech may explore twice each turn. Once every deep space system marker is revealed, the player who played this card gets to roll on the mission table, and it says value of 2. So yeah, these I am not familiar with. I don't know. Based on that, I don't think that's something you would use in solo. Not 100% sure. I don't know if any of these are used in solo. But there are a decent amount of them. So if that's something that you've been using in the past, or again, this could be new, but I don't think so because it does say replicators on the back of it. And are they all new? No. Unless they just have a weird numbering system, it looks like we've got 5 that potentially are errata or fixes or some type of change. Again, unless it's just a weird numbering system, because this one's 150 and the ones in the back are in the 70s. So that looks pretty cool. One more thing to watch me struggle through here. Hey, how about that? Okay, here we go. Now these, just all good things on the back. So these are new. These are crew cards. Are these all crew cards? Oh, wow. That is all crew cards. So again, I'm not great at guessing, but I'd say 50 question mark. And it does look pretty similar, I think, to the crew cards from the Replicators pack. So we'll just read one or two here. Governor, and the guy has a name, Governor Scott Demers. That could be a reference that I'm not aware of. It could be someone who helped design this or playtest it, or it could be a reference to some type of sci-fi show or movie that I'm not familiar with. The group gets 2 attacks in the first round only. If on a flagship or Titan, the group gets 2 attacks each round. If on a Titan, each hit from the group also does 3 damage, but every time a ship in the group is hit by a fighter, roll a die. On a roll of 10, a Titan is destroyed. So yeah, interesting. There's a couple of these. They are different numbered though, so not repeats, couple of those as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure how you go about getting crew members. Again, that's most likely in the somewhat larger rule book now. Cool art on these, though. I really do like that. Again, where there is art in this game, it has gotten a lot better since the original box. And I wish that you could just buy the box on GMT's site for a reasonable price. But honestly, I see myself probably just buying the base game again to get the better art, any errata or anything that's in there, and also storage, because I currently am holding my Space Empires 4X stuff in a Brook City box that I no longer have Brook City, but that was the only box I kind of had lying around that was big enough to hold everything, and now I have even more. So, whoops, Fleet Admiral, Admiral of the Navy, just Admiral, Commander, Rear Admiral, General Staff. I would salute, but I'm holding cards. Squad leader, squadron leader, 3 of those. Okay. So yeah, looks like a decent amount of these. Commodore. And yeah, they've all got names on them. So again, could be people like actual humans, or it could just be references. I have not seen any yet that I have recognized. Oh, and one, make your own. So that is it. That is a lot. But that is it. So I'm going to have to get to work taking these counters out and clipping those corners, trying to figure out how I'm going to store this, and then also trying to read that rule book. But stay tuned. I don't think I'll be able to get Josh to play this, maybe Tim, but more than likely, hopefully in the relatively near future, you'll see me playing this solo on the channel. So like I said, I was really excited for this one, and this has just made me more so. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.